Alright, I just finished porting this Connect 4 game from Turbo Pascal. The original game looks like this. Let's just take a quick look. You can move the square piece and then drop it, and then it thinks. It takes a while even in an emulator because I'm actually emulating. I think the actual speed. Let's see here. Yeah, let's bump up the speed. Anyway, you get the idea. So it plays a pretty good game of Connect 4. I converted this to this, so you can actually play online if you go to the link here. I'll put the link in the video description. And let me just make it even more visible by turning myself off here. So we can see it's slightly better graphics. I drew all these myself. We can take a look. I drew some of the graphics in Deluxe Paint. So if we look here, the name and the information on the right hand side is all in Deluxe Paint, and then I converted this to a ping file. That's not it. So these are all the images used in the program. We got our red shape, yellow shape, this blue border, and the name. And here, let me show you what this shape is responsible for. So let's play a game here. So what you can see is actually it's doing a smooth drop of the pieces. And if you look carefully, the pieces are drawn behind the actual grid. Now this is a little faster than the DOS version because it's taking advantage of my computer's full speed, not the emulated speed. And I'm gonna try and win, but ultimately it gets me. All right, so we can see this little pink border is used to signify where the Connect 4 was made. So you can see that. And if we go back here, so the entire game is made up of these 5 different images. And let me go through the source code here. And this is very similar to the previous video I made with the Space Invaders, the way everything is put together. So I've taken that code and modified it a bit. So this is the ported code here. This is where all the logic happens, all the thinking. So this is was written originally by Andrew Clausen, and I've gotten rid of all the direct screen writes and everything that was used primarily for DOS. I just removed all that, so you got just pure logic in this file. And in this unit, we have, I call it fine rows, and this is where we create a class and uh, we modify the behavior to basically blink or draw the rectangle every few milliseconds. And so let's take a look at that. So here you go. It's this class here, and basically we pass the timer from the main class, and we check every so often, and we simulate a blinking basically. Every time we want it to blink, we don't draw it, and the next time around we do draw it. So all the logic happens here, and we could turn it on and off basically. So if we go to our basically our main class here, this is where we control the logic of the game, and this is where we control the pieces falling and checking to see if there's a win or not. This all happens right here, this part of the code. And the main part is just responsible for handling the key presses and initializing everything. So we have our main update and our draw routine, which calls our classes. And here's where we handle all our keys. So when we move left or right, it calls the class function move drop piece, and that's where we get the little round piece moving around at the top. If we press N, we get a new game. So let's go through that. There's no sound here, but I figured I've created enough to basically learn all these different techniques, and I'm kind of tired of improving this. So if anybody wants to take over and add sound, feel free. All the code is on GitHub. It'll be in the description. But I think it's okay right now the way it is. So we can move, drop pieces by using the down arrow key. And again, we can resize this. Let me pull this out. And we can resize it and everything looks just fine. All right, I'm gonna pull this off to the other monitor. So this is the little Space Invaders that I used initially to figure out all the splitting of canvas and getting a smooth movement on the invader ship. And these are earlier versions of board games I created. So this is called Five Line. The object of the game is basically move pieces around to connect five in a row, basically. So let me just do a little demonstration here. So we got 4 brown pieces going diagonally, and if I move this one, now this taught me a few things, but basically I wasn't learning what I wanted to learn, and which is be able to resize. And so if we resize here, nothing really happens. But if we resize this, everything just gets smaller and works properly still, and we could go full screen and out again, and everything still works. And this is even an earlier version of something I converted from Quick Basic to Turbo Pascal, and then eventually passed to JS. Again, this has similar problems. It plays well, just like the original DOS version. Everything is identical. But again, resizing this doesn't change. So I think I made some progress in learning how to handle things better on the web, and next projects will be a lot more complicated. I will create better graphics, hopefully with sound, and make things move a lot faster. So maybe a few more shoot 'em ups and eventually get to a platform game of some kind. So I think that's it for this video. Let me know what you think. Try playing it.